Hey guys, welcome back. Today, as the title suggests, is introducing the project truck. I had this truck for over a year now. I bought it last year in October of 2021. A little bit about the truck. It's a 1995 Ford F-150 single cab short bed. When I bought it, it had not even 65,000 miles. It had 64 and some change. Right now it has about 66 and around 66,080 miles. The truck's mechanically it's in great shape. There's nothing major wrong with it. I've done a few repairs here and there. So yeah, some things that I've done to the truck. One big one was I had to replace the throttle body. That was one of the most expensive things I've done so far. The throttle body was leaking coolant for some reason. I had to buy the whole piece, and yeah, I had to replace that. That was pretty pricey. Other things, miscellaneous things. The passenger window motor went out. The fuel tank hose. Oh yeah, I've been having this issue with the fuel tank. It clicked every like 25 cents. It was pretty bad. At first I tried replacing just the valve for it to breathe, for the tank to breathe. And then that kind of fixed it for a bit, but then it didn't really 100% fix it. Then I replaced the whole hose that goes into the tank. That kind of helped too. We'll see how it goes. What else? When I bought the truck, you'll see in pictures, it was green. This like army ugly poop green. I hated it. At first I was like, it's fine. But then I really didn't like it. So I plasti dipped the whole truck. Two-tone red and white. Temporary paint job, of course. Future plan, hopefully next year I can get this thing painted. I'm on the fence of either sending it to Mexico to paint or just get a Mako paint job, like one of the premium packages they have. That's a next year problem, but something I've been wanting to get done for sure. I want this thing to look pretty. It is a project truck. Other things I installed, I had to replace the belt because that was starting to squeak a lot. Right off the bat, after I bought this truck, after like a month, one of the front brake lines popped. Wow, it is really getting windy. I am sorry for all the noise. The exhaust I replaced. I installed a catback exhaust with the Flowmaster muffler. That's just because I wanted it, not because it needed it. They had a short circuit it was constantly blowing a fuse, the taillight fuse. I took it to the shop for that one because electric stuff, it's a little less DIY friendly, personally, for me, for my skill level. The ignition switch, the key was not turning. Sometimes it was a hit or miss. Sometimes it turned, sometimes it didn't. One time it left us stranded. We couldn't freaking turn it on. So after that I was like, I'll just replace the ignition switch. So it's kind of annoying having to carry around two keys. The original is for the actual door, and then this one's to the ignition. Aftermarket speakers because I wanted to. Oh, I also, when I bought the truck, it had a check engine light. I pulled the code, and it was something with the EGR. The EGR is basically the emissions control system. Sorry for all the noise. It's really windy outside. That's why I have the door closed. Anyway, the emission system, there was something wrong with it. I took it to our mechanic. At first we thought it was one thing, and then we got the part for that, and it still showed the code. So we were kind of going down the list, and eventually we found out the canister, some EGR thing. Anyway, continuing down the list, I had to buy the door striker bushings because the doors were so loose that every pothole, it was like the whole cabin shake. And that's about it. Right now we're about to do the oil change on this, because I haven't done it since I bought the truck. I've only put up about 1,000 miles and some change. So I'm not that worried. But that's what we're up to today. Let me cut the video so you don't hear all this noise. Thank you. this problem. The filter is really hard to get to from the bottom because it's like the four-wheel drive differential. It's right under it, so it's really hard to get your hand in there. So I gotta get it from the top. But the problem is that all the oil is gonna fall onto the differential, and it's gonna be a mess. Well, we're all done with the oil change. Should be good now for another 5,000 miles. All good with that. One thing I forgot to mention earlier about this truck is all the freaking rust it has. Being a truck from the Midwest, you know, a lot of us know that salt gets thrown down around here in the winter, and that's really bad for the trucks. So there's spots that you could see are rusting out. The guy told me he's put Bondo in some places. I could tell that he put Bondo right here. And these are typical areas where you will see rust. There's some rust coming in through here on this other side as well. And it's normal for a truck. I actually took off the bed a couple months ago and put some anti-rust undercoat on there, so lasts a little longer. One thing I did mess up though is I was experimenting with taking off this textured paint. It's like bed liner type of paint, and I messed up really bad here. Here you could tell I was using a paint stripper to see if the bed liner came off, and it was coming off. Here it's like it was coming off, but it wasn't coming off nicely. You had to it was really labor intensive to get this stuff off. Eventually I tried using the sander to see if it came off, and it was bad. A lot of this is down to bare metal. I was like, I'm just gonna spray some primer on it, and then I did the Plasti Dip paint job over to mask it, but it's just so bad. I don't know how I'm gonna do it or how they're gonna do it when they paint it. So they're probably gonna have to sand it down to bare metal as well. Sucks because that's gonna cost more, but it is what it is. So guys, that's pretty much it for the video. That's the project I got going on right now. Eventually, I'm trying to have this thing look super nice. There's this guy on TikTok. I'll show you right now more or less how I want the truck to look. His is the red is a little darker than I prefer, but if I can make my truck look at least close to that, oof, I would be so happy. It's a dream, and it's a project. So, ay poco a poco, como se dice en español, little by little. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.